Mega Man, and I'm here with two very special guests. Why don't I let you introduce yourselves? Who are you guys, and what do you do?
You want to go? Oh, sorry. I'm Christopher Bevins. I'm the voice of Dulcim for Street Fighter 4, Super Street Fighter 4, and as announced this weekend, Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
And I am Chris Rickabaugh. I am the voice of Haorong in Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
So, are you guys enjoying the show?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is a blast. Last time I was here for mostly work about 4 years ago, and this time it's all fun. So,
Great.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a good time.
I'm just blown away by the number of people. You know, you get tired just standing around.
It's a little overwhelming, but
It's insane.
you know, it's
Exciting.
ultimately worth it. So
Yeah.
Well,
So,
shall we begin?
have you done any other projects in the past that we might know about?
Now, the show's
Well,
ready
you
to
have.
begin.
This is my first big video game role. Primarily, I work in anime. I'm a voice director at Funimation, and have been there directing for about 7 years, 8 years, and have done several roles there as well. Shows like Natalia and Aquarion, Romeo and Juliet, and yeah, directed a whole bunch of shows as well.
Wow, very cool.
I do a 1920s radio serial kind of podcast thing, action adventure, way over the top comedy called Tales of the Extraordinary.
Sort of throwback to the old radio.
Yeah, done from the perspective that we're actually recording the radio show in the 20s, and it's hilarious because all of the, I guess, stereotypes and misnomers are present and completely over the top.
They have they even cut in with a word from our sponsor kind of thing.
Oh yeah, we actually do improv commercials.
Oh, that's really cool.
We get a product that may or may not have been around then, and then we just run with it and hope it works.
Snake oil and stuff.
Very
Yeah.
Well, awesome. So, why don't we talk a little bit about your work on Capcom stuff? What was it like working on those games? What kind of direction did you receive?
For me, it was the most fun experience of my life. It was great. We got to work with great people like Talis and Jaffe,
Definitely.
and Jonathan But Taliesin was directing me.
Yeah. Yes. Talison's one of my closest friends, so it was really fun to to have him tell me what to do, and I actually had to listen.
Yeah.
It felt kind of relaxed because
Very
Yes.
relaxed.
Yes.
Yeah, and he could bring in stuff that, oh, there he is, he's laughing. He brought in things from, stuff that we have as in-jokes to help the process along.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's always nice when you have a director who can relate something to you outside of what you're doing, give you a nice, a metaphor or something that you can draw off of to bring to your performance.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So, I mean, when you portrayed these characters, what kind of things were you going for?
For me, the one thing I really wanted for Dulcim was to make sure it was not an offensive stereotype with the accent.
Sure.
When you hear about an Indian character, immediately people think of like Apu from Simpsons,
Sure,
and I didn't want to quite go there. And really, Dulcim he's such a regal character, such a noble character, that I really worked hard it's an accent I'd never done, which is the colonial British, or it's like the standard Indian accent blended with a little bit of a British accent, English accent. And yes, giving him that very cool, regal sort of feel was something I really, strived for.
Cool.
So to make sure it's not offensive and stay true to the character.
Would you say that the role was a stretch for you?
Oh, it was a stretch.
I couldn't resist.
For me, it was pretty simple. It's a street punk who's kind of stuck on himself and smarmy. A little smarmy.
Yeah.
But lots of smart-ass quips.
Yeah, I think that's very fitting for that character. He's kind of a pretty boy, kind of cocky.
Pretty boy, yeah. Yeah, I get that a lot. Not
Hey,
happy about that.
Yeah, you kind of look like him.
You know what? I was just playing, and one of the guys back there was like, "Oh, you should have cosplayed as him." I'm like, "Oh, really?"
Thanks. Yeah, honestly, this is one of the fighting games in particular can be very strenuous on your voice, because it's, yell, now yell again, now yell again, now yell again for 4 hours straight. But
yell different.
Yeah, and yell different, yeah. Dulcim is in like the lowest, easiest, most open place in my voice, so it never hurt, and I feel like I'm like, the lucky belle of the ball with this one because everybody else shredded their voice.
I was
know
destroyed.
Taliesin killed himself as Blanca, and here I'm like, okay, I will come in and talk like this, and it's all in the air. And
He's kind of a subdued character to begin with. He's not much of a screamer, I guess.
Yeah, no.
You said Huarong was pretty hard, huh?
Yeah. Now, the good thing about having Taliesin direct is that he's never afraid to do anything that he asks you to do. So he's doing it along with you, destroying himself the whole way. Only he did it for everybody.
That's really cool.
So, a lot of respect for that guy.
Yeah. Were there any particular challenges in your sessions?
Particular challenges.
Things that were just really hard to nail, or just you had to take a million takes to get it right?
I bet I can't even do it now. Wow, that was probably better than ending up on the game. Sorry, but yeah, that was I was dreading it. Like every game, I dread that one because it's so hard to make it sound like I'm saying the word yoga over and over again, not like yogurt or oogie or something weird like that. Oogie, yeah.
Oh man, the things you take for granted when you're playing these games.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's only so much, digital speeding up you can do with that before it sounds fake. So,
Yeah, that I didn't have anything near that challenging. I just had no. Bring back the smarmy a little bit. Not that stuck on yourself.
Yeah. I don't want to hate him.
You still want him likable a little bit.
I wonder if there are any questions in the chat here. If you guys have questions for these fellas, just type them in.
Hey. Well, it's nice to see some Dulcim love on the comments. I hovered around the Sprint IGN pavilion where they had about 6 machines set up over there. I managed to catch about 12 seconds of people playing as Dulcim. So everyone wants to play new characters.
Yeah,
They want lines.
it's good for us. But
Yes.
Wow, you guys are weak.
Will either of you be at Evo?
I was at Evo last summer for half a day. It was dumb luck. My parents live in Vegas. My dad was retiring that same weekend. And I found out that a coworker of mine was actually competing, and I was like, "Oh, dude, you're there! I'm gonna come out and see you." So I got to watch some of the finals, but then sadly I had to leave right before the actual Street Fighter finals started. So I did get to meet Ono-san in person, which was awesome.
Yeah, man, he's so
Really great,
personable.
yes.
He's such a people person.
And I got to meet Seth that weekend too, so that was also
nice.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea. It depends on my shoot schedule. I'm a little bit got a few things, in the oven cooking. So we'll see. I'm gonna try.
You guys
definitely gonna try.
You guys play fighting games much or not so much?
Growing up, my whole life.
Pretty
much.
Not as much anymore, but when back in the day on my Super Nintendo or whatever, when I would play Street Fighter 2, I always played as Dulcim because I'm not very good at fighting games, and he has fire and a long reach, so I can stand way over here and maybe not die as fast.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I hate fighting him. I hate him so much.
Really? Hate? Why the hate?
Because I play as Guy and he has to get in close and he can't.
There you go.
But so that
I suck with grapplers.
Yeah.
I always played as Ken.
You played as Ken?
I always played as Ken when I was younger. Now I'm more refined, so I play an even younger character.
So it must have been pretty crazy for you going from Dulcim player when you were young to being his voice.
I almost wet myself when I found out I got the role. Can I say that? I did. Oh well. It's on the internet now.
I heard it here first.
I did a little dance of joy whenever I got this, and I don't dance. It's an ugly thing that you never want to witness. So it was pretty big.
Yeah, and actually I know a bunch of the other cast members are all huge gamers. Laura Bailey, who's Chun-Li, was a huge Chun-Li fan as a kid. Travis Willingham, who plays Guile, huge Guile fan. It was like really kind of this weird, awesome kind of
aligning of the
Yeah,
stars.
aligning thank you,
Yeah.
exactly. I need more of my coffee before I can come up with those awesome
Sort of
metaphors.
becoming
Thank
a
you.
little family,
Yeah,
almost.
really, yeah.
I mean, a lot of us are friends.
Kyle, who's Ryu, also, yeah, we're all...
Michael T. Coleman
That's
plays
totally
Cody
cool.
Travers.
What more could you ask for? I felt the same way when I got this job at Capcom, because like I was a big Mega Man Legends fan back in the day, and they're like, we're looking for someone who knows a lot about Mega Man Legends. So I was like, I'm your man. And they're like, you also have to speak Japanese. I was like, I just got back from Japan.
Nice.
Very nice.
How long you been at Capcom?
Only about 7 months now.
Okay.
But yeah, sometimes things just work out.
Sometimes they do.
Yes.
Like you said, the stars align and everything comes together,
You know,
and it's special.
you heard it, guys. Any other questions?
We're running out of posters, so I'm afraid it's one per, otherwise there's
Gosh, that's,
That's-
about poison
that-
hentai, that's wrong. That's just wrong.
Some of these are not so relevant.
Yeah.
Shout Hadouken. You guys want to shout Hadouken, even though neither of you played a character who does a Hadouken?
Like I said, I played Ben.
Can we do it together?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
On
One.
three?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
Hadouken!
That's weird, man. That's like Bizarro Street Fighter / Tekken, where you've got Hwoarang and Dulcim.
As far as Tekken characters go, I was always either Hwoarang or Jin.
Okay.
So one of those two. So that was lucky too.
My
I got
roommates
out.
and I played a lot of Tekken Tag. So yeah, back in the day. God, I think we just really nobody ever stuck with anybody. We just like kept jumping around like anybody. Yeah, always
Yeah.
changing up. And I think we even maybe made that rule in the house. You know, it's like, sorry, once you win with that guy, move on, somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good rule. Maybe we should adopt that at Capcom. Oh, but yeah, I don't know if you've really checked out Street Fighter Cross Tekken too much. You're saying you only saw it a little bit, but
Yeah, we just got to play it myself.
Yeah.
So it was really cool.
it's cool, huh? It's kind of a freaky fusion of the two franchises.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting to watch all of the openings and cutscenes and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, I was I didn't want to embarrass myself, and because clearly other people who were playing were way better than me, so I'm like, I'm just gonna stand back and watch.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, it looks great. It looks
It's
beautiful.
amazing how quickly people learn these games. you
Yeah.
know?
Oh, absolutely. Especially my girlfriend who kicked my butt.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Pain I know
little
all too
sad.
well.
and I'm sure it's just gonna keep looking better and better as we get closer to the release. So yeah,
Yeah, no doubt.
is it? And this is the first playable build for fans.
We had it at E3,
Okay.
but that was not fully open to the public, so there's a small selection of fans who have played it. This is the first time it's fully open to the public.
Very awesome.
Very nice. Very nice. Back there, everybody seems to be having a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's really impressive. People are already figuring out stuff that no one in the office can pull off.
Oh, here we have some
You
questions.
have a question?
First video game.
It was indeed the first video game character that I did.
Let's see. I actually have done small bit parts in several of the video games based on Funimation properties. I think I played a background pirate or two in the One Piece game, and there was a Yu Yu Hakusho fighting game back in the day, and my character was in that, Shishi Wakamaru. So that was actually my first video game role.
And I have no idea the total number of characters. I see that question too. No idea.
Number of characters you've played?
No, number of characters there are going to be. I don't know.
Oh. Yeah, that's,
Worst
we're not
gig.
talking about that yet.
Spirit Gun, nice. Yu Yu fan.
Yeah, do you have a worst gig?
Worst gig.
I don't know how specific we can get there, actually.
Well, I guess technically, okay, I kind of lied. I did do one video game voice beforehand, but the cast that I was in got replaced because they recorded us a little too soon in the process, and our voices didn't quite match up with how it ended up being animated. So,
it was
like
all-
people would be yelling at each other. They were supposed to be across a divide, and then they animated them right next to each other. So it didn't quite work out. You take the high road, I'll take the low. Meet you on the other side of town, and we're this far apart. So yeah, that was a little sad. I probably shouldn't even say what it was, but yeah, I was a little sad because it was my first game role. It was one of my first big speaking roles. Even I hadn't even done much anime voiceover work at that point. So I was really excited. And
they scrapped. Yeah, I kind of know the feeling.
Yeah, I did a really bad short film once.
Oh yeah.
It was about vampires and how they should be taken care of. And
Okay, it's sort of like an after-school special
yeah,
about vampires.
Yeah, it really was. It was terrible. I won't say the name, but it was bad. Don't watch it.
But you guys can feel free to look for that.
wow, yeah, lots of Yu fans.
Yo.
Do we know the voice actors for Resident Evil? I know.
Do I?
Yeah,
probably.
I know one pretty well. I think. I'm not sure. I'm not sure he's allowed to say. So. Yes.
It's been too long since I played Resident Evil. I don't remember who all's in it.
Yeah.
What did he do?
Oh, Shishi Wakamaru is who I was in Yu Yu Hakusho for the guy who missed it.
There you have it. How'd you get into voice acting anyway?
How did we? Okay. Well, the radio show that I do, that's pretty much how. And meeting Taliesin at the Golden Apple comic book shop.
Okay.
On Melrose. What? What?
You said radio show.
I said the radio show.
Talison's hollering
You
at us
missed
from off
it.
screen.
Yeah,
I'm not
Talison's
off camera.
Big Papa over here.
I actually started out on the technical side. I went to school for radio TV and got an internship at Funimation as the ADR recording engineer.
Okay.
And from there, I just kind of worked my way up into directing and being around the office. Occasionally, we'd get pulled in to do a small role or do something else, and hey, we need a bear soldier. Get in the, and that's bear as in rawr, not like naked. But yeah, get in the booth and yell and die. And that's kind of, how I got into it. Was also, I was in this great spot where I'm working with really talented voice actors all day, so I had the opportunity to just sit and observe, see what they were doing, and just absorb all of their technique. And I worked with a bunch of great directors sitting next to me, so I kind of had this basis for what I wanted to do once I got into the booth.
Wow. That's two very different origins that led to your paths crossing. That's really interesting.
Yeah.
And
Well,
really, any voice actor you talk to is going to have a completely different story. It's really kind of cool.
Yeah.
There's so many ways you can get into it, but yeah, the radio show for me was how I just got really lucky, honestly.
Yeah.
I worked with some great people. And
Hard work, lots of luck, and good timing.
yeah.
Well, I know we have a lot of aspiring voice actors in the community, so that should provide a little inspiration to them.
Act. That's my advice.
And that
Act anywhere.
all I drink is coffee. Don't do that.
What's good for your voice? What do you drink for your voice? What's good?
Green tea with honey.
Green tea with honey.
Yeah, nothing carbonated. Caffeine is bad. Not any extreme. You don't want too hot. You don't want too cold. Some nice lukewarm water is good. And besides drinking that, the trick that a lot of us have is green apples.
Green apples.
Green apples, and that really not so much with the voice, but it helps you from sounding all squishy and smacky. It kind of dries out your mouth just enough that you sound clean.
I need to be writing this down.
Yeah, and there's this stuff that we've nicknamed Hulk Juice.
Hulk Juice, yes.
Hulk Juice is great. I forget the actual name for it, but
It's like some old Chinese herbal remedy of some sort.
Yeah,
but,
ancient remedy. It's amazing. You can scream your head off, and it doesn't hurt.
Wow.
I think, it's called Hulk Juice because Fred Tatasciore, voice of the Hulk, is the one who, he
Yeah.
lives on it.
Yeah.
Wow.
He goes through like a bottle and a half in a session.
Wow.
Have you guys seen the Rage Cage just around the corner?
No.
No, I have not.
It's a box where you go inside and you scream as loud as you can.
Okay, I did see that. Okay,
that.
I didn't know
Is
what
that
that
what
was.
that is?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
And so many people, I've been observing people's techniques because I've been working there for hours on end. And, it's amazing because you see these big dudes that look like they have so much power behind their voice. And they'll let out these tiny screams. And you're like, wow. And then, these tiny kids are like, ah! They'll totally nail it. They'll get the top score.
Yeah, it's... I'm not going near that thing.
No. I have to go back to work tomorrow.
Right.
So,
Yeah, no.
I need to yell at my actors tomorrow. So,
Is your voice something that you can get insured when you're in this business?
Wow.
I think it is something you can get insured, like at least your vocal cords. Yeah, if you're James,
you're
Earl
James Earl
Jones,
Jones,
or if you're like Mr. Movie Phone,
Yeah.
I think he's allowed to do it.
I think you know you've made it when you have a body part insured.
Sure, yeah.
Like J-Lo.
Yeah. One day, maybe.
Mary Hart.
One day. Something to aspire to.
One day after much success.
Yeah. Any others?
Are you working on the games?
Gotta Google Hulk.
The game sessions can go different lengths of time. I know I was like 4 hours or so.
Yeah, I think all three of the Street Fighter games for me ended up being in the neighborhood of 4 hours.
4 hours.
It's definitely more for the bigger characters, like Ryu, and they have more storyline behind their their
Right.
So roughly 4-hour sessions. How many sessions would you do before the project was complete? Per person? Was it just one?
Mine was just the one.
There's
Yeah,
one
mine was
session?
one.
Just the one, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's what I have. Like, yell now, yell some more. Come on, let's do it done. Yeah.
So it's kind of just one big gauntlet.
Yes.
I
Yes.
see.
Yeah.
Do you record before or after the animation is done?
Well, it depends. On this particular one, we recorded after.
After.
And then we just kind of have to match the length of time that we're given to speak.
It may even be a little bit like during.
Oh wow.
Yeah. On this one, I know, especially on the first Street Fighter, we were trying to match our timing to the Japanese timing as best we could because
Right.
we didn't have complete animation. We might have had some animatics and some storyboard type stuff.
I see.
But yeah, it was definitely not done completely. I wasn't looking at mouth flaps like we do in anime.
Anime.
Yeah, so much. So.
I see. So it wasn't. You didn't have to be that precise with the mouth movements. Just kind of generally take care of the timing. I see.
Yeah. Voice.
Does this mean anything?
No.
Please keep the gibberish to a minimum.
Has anyone ever passed out in the voice booth on the job?
Not
yes.
that I know. Yeah?
Yeah,
Really?
not on the game that I know of, but I have
No.
had voice actor. I've had one voice actor faint on me. Sean Schemmel, who's the voice of Goku in Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, of course.
I directed Dragon Ball GT, and it was his first power up to Super Saiyan 4, and it was his first big Kamehameha. And he wanted to do something special. He said, "I'm like, okay, try it," and it was Kamehameha. Thud.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh god! I run and I fling open the door to the booth, and I see Sean sitting there in the corner all day. He's like, oh, he's like, I'll get up, okay, I'm okay. No, you stay there. I'll get you some water.
Wow.
We still have another day and a half of this. I need you to be okay.
But you really do put a lot of yourself into what you're doing.
Sure.
You actually get physical around the mic, if not on the mic.
I've seen that much in the Rage Cage. In fact, people really you'll see them flexing their biceps doing this. It's like, are you using your bicep? But I guess you put your whole your all into it.
You trick your body into believing it's real.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little winded, yes.
Thanks to everybody who queued up in this
Oh, I have a vocal. I would slash you in half. It's been a long time since I played Shishi. I hope that's right.
Well, perhaps this is a good wrap-up time then. Good. But we thank you for being here. This is
Hey,
really
thanks
cool.
for having me.
Yeah, thank you so
Yes,
much.
very
It's a
much.
pleasure.
It's loads of
And
fun.
thank you guys.
Thank all of you. You and you and you
And you. And that guy.
and that guy. But
Thanks.
not you.
Thanks, Unity. We'll be back with more later.
Let's fight! Shoryuken! Tatsumaki! Oh yeah! Hadouken! Hadouken! Oh yeah! Take it! Oh yeah! Shoryuken! Hadouken! Go for it! Oh! Shoryuken! Chakra! never defeated.
You have what it takes. Fight!
Inko Hadouken! Tatsumaki! Shakuretsu! Hadouken!